In the modern American economy, we're very reliant on technology to do everyday tasks. To fuel our infrastructure, we use non-renewable energy sources, which by definition are finite, which poses a threat to our national energy security, which Bradley will discuss later. Also, according to the Energy Information Association, as of 2022, the electric power industry took 33% out of the 5 billion total metric units of carbon dioxide emissions. These greenhouse gases pose a threat to both our personal security and the health of environments and wildlife. My name is Sebastian Marquez.
My name is Bradley Thomas.
And my name is Kendall Kimmins. And our research question is, to what extent does the implementation and development of renewable energy affect the United States in the 21st century? And the answer to that question is renewable energy will have overall positive effect on the environment, economy, and society of the United States.
Now that we have discussed our problem, today we have proposed 3 solutions. To begin with, solar energy, according to the Union of Concerned Scientists, works by using solar radiation to create a chemical reaction between 2 semiconductor layers to create an electric current. The benefits of solar energy is that it creates no air pollution, and we can place on rooftops of houses and buildings to save on valuable space. The holdbacks to solar energy are its high initial cost. It is also geographically limited to some areas, and our current technology is not fully efficient. Furthermore, wind energy, according to the Office of Energy Efficiency and Renewable Energy, works by using wind's kinetic energy to create mechanical energy through a turbine, which a generator uses to create electrical energy. The benefits of wind is that it has no air pollution, it has low maintenance costs, and little land use. The only holdbacks are its high construction costs, which will be an investment we have to make, and it can also be geographically limited. Lastly, hydroelectric energy works similar to wind. Water's kinetic energy is converted to mechanical energy through a turbine, and a generator creates electrical current. Benefits to water are it's no air pollution, and we can also use it for flood control, and it's also very low maintenance. The holdbacks are its high construction cost again, the initial investment. It is also geographically limited, and it can cause habitat destruction to an extent. According to Dr. Blake Alsbach, who is a wildlife and environment activist, a combination of multiple forms of renewable energy is our best possible solution. This will balance out all the geographical limitations, as you can see by these 3 maps. All 3 of these forms of renewable energy are roughly evenly scattered throughout the United States. Also, if we combine all of them, we can take all the advantages that each provide and minimize the overall demand for fossil fuels. But we also have to consider both the government and market into consideration, which Kendra will discuss later.
Now that we know how renewable energy works, let's discuss how it affects the environment. Now there are benefits and limitations, and the benefits are best encompassed in a quote from Stanley Bull, who is an Associate Director for Science and Technology in the National Energy Lab, as he states, renewable energy offers a tantalizing promise, clean, abundant energy gathered from continuously self-renewing resources. The 2 benefits that we can gather from that are reduced carbon emissions and sustainable solution. Now, with reduced carbon emissions, this means that compared to our main source of energy currently, which is non-renewable energy releases a ton of carbon into the atmosphere, which damages the atmosphere and can, in the future, possibly even make Earth uninhabitable because there'd be too much carbon in the atmosphere. And now with the fact that it's a sustainable solution, this is also extremely important because non-renewable energy, it's predicted that it will be all exerted from Earth in about 50 to 75 years. Now moving on to the limitations. First one is hazardous byproducts. When you have things like solar panels on a field, and then some type of natural disaster happens, for example, they're destroyed. This can release certain types of substances like silver, cadmium, lead, arsenic. These are very dangerous, so they come into intact with any type of drinking water, any animals, even plants. And the second limitation is that renewable energy takes up a great deal of land, the infrastructure required. According to Samantha Gross, the director of the Energy Security and Refinement Initiative, renewable energy can take up to 10 times as much land compared to non-renewable energy. Unfortunately, this means that in some cases, deforestation occurs, which can destroy entire ecosystem and remove animals from their habitats. And this graph is going to show you, though, why the benefits outweigh the limitations. So here we have from Science Direct, this shows the cumulative waste in millions of metric tons of different types of waste that are predicted in the future. So this is just 24-year scale, by the way. So we have at number 1, municipal waste is just everyday person's trash at 70,450. And then right after that, you have coal ash at 45,550. Coal ash comes from non-renewable energy and is super harmful to the environment, super harmful to animals, humans. This makes the air dirty overall. And you can see here, we're right here, 2024, in between 2020 and 2030. This is our little symbol of representation of coal ash day. In just 24 years, we will go from this to this at 45,000. This shows why we really need to take action as soon as possible. After coal ash, you have plastic waste at 12,000. This could be avoided with proper recycling. And e-waste, things like phones, televisions that get thrown away. And then here at 249, we have oily sludge. This comes from things such as oil leaks, which can be very harmful to lake ecosystems and the animals that come in contact with it, and even get to our drinking water. Then finally, all the way down here, these little orange squares represents the PV module waste, worst case scenario, which is the same thing as solar panels. So right now we're about here, and up here, this is just 160 is just barely a fraction of 45,000 that would be from coal ash. This really shows why renewable energy, at least for now, is the best solution for our energy crisis.
Behind these two factors comes politics, as politics directly influence the implementation and development of these renewable energy technologies, as like Sebastian just said. You can see here in this graph by FSC professor Hong Tao Yi and political scientist Richard Fayok, you can see how policies, politics, the market, and renewable energy are all connected in some way. Here you can see in politics can influence renewable energy development due to entrepreneurs, interest groups, regulations, and lobbyists. But overall, there's a general market for this technology, which leads to new policies being made, and the new politics in which these political parties and political actors use to develop, to support, or push back renewable energy development. So overall, the implementation is inherently affected by state and local governments. You see it here in this quote by State and Community Energy, the State and Community Energy Program. They state that state and local governments can support reduce petroleum use by implementing policies and programs that promote the use of advanced vehicles and alternative fuels. Examples include air quality and emissions, renewable fuel standards, and ways to reduce vehicle miles traveled. But overall, in a way against this, usually big oil companies want to preserve their market. So in order to preserve their market, they want to lobby against renewable energy development, halting its progress most of the time. So it's always an ongoing battle between both sides as the push for renewable energy technology is being made, as new technology is being developed. So overall, renewable energy is an incredible innovation in the progress of mankind. With good intentions in mind, the implementation of renewable energy as the primary source in America can overall positively impact the environment and the economic situation to political and technological success. Thank you for listening.
Oh, I guess we've got to stop. Sorry, I can't stop till we're done with the presentation, so. All right, you guys yeah, you're fine. Actually, take a step back if you would. All right, here we go. We'll just, Sebastian, we'll start there and work our way across. Sebastian, reflecting on your colleagues' works, which one had the greatest impact on your understanding of the problem that you guys identified?
I will say Bradley's work on the environmental lenses probably had the best impact on me because he was like the most, he informed us the most of how renewable energy can, like, what's the true extent that it can benefit the environment overall, not just how the economy can work, but what our main focus is, which is the environment, which is what's most endangered by non-renewable energy.
All right. Kendall, next up, what's an example of a compelling argument from one of your peers' reports you decided not to use, and why didn't you use it? All right, think about it. We're gonna come back.
All right.
Be thinking. Bradley, what's a way in which your team's resolution makes you think different about the research you conducted?
It really shows how important renewable energy could be to our Earth if we switch to it. Because I was just talking about how renewable energy is good for the environment, but it really can impact the whole world in a positive way.
Okay. And we get to come back to you. So again, let me ask the question again. What's an example of a compelling argument from one of your peers' reports you decided to exclude from your team, and then why?
I would say economically, because it would feel too small in comparison, because we're talking about environmental here. So environmental is the main issue that we're concerning with about, you know, renewable energy technologies and developments. But so economically, it applies, but it doesn't apply as much or as well as, you know, with my argument, in my political side of the argument, mine includes the more implementation of it and the jurisdictions for it. So I don't feel that economy will have too big of a impact on our presentation.